My parents drained every penny of my college fund just to bail out my criminal brother, so I vanished without a trace for 10 long years. Now that fate has crowned me with fortune, they suddenly discovered my wealth and shamelessly showed up demanding my help. "Don't you dare look at me like that, Adam! You owe this family—" My father's fist hit the table, rattling the silverware. A glass tipped over, spilling water across the old oak, dripping to the floor. My mother scrambled with napkins, her trembling hands unable to stop the flood. The air was thick, too thick. I could taste the bitterness, like the smoke of a fire that had been burning for years. Cole smirked from the corner, his legs spread wide like he owned the room. "Back from hiding, little brother? You think money makes you a man now?" His tone was a dagger dipped in mockery. Nora sat stiff, arms crossed, lips tight as if holding back words she'd regret. My silence cut them more than shouting ever could. I hadn't said a single thing, but they were already attacking, already bleeding their venom into the air. And then my father leaned forward, eyes dark. His voice was low, sharp, deliberate. "You've always been the selfish one, Adam. Maybe if you hadn't run away, your mother wouldn't be sick." The words slammed into me harder than his fist ever had. "My name is Adam Rourke. I'm 26. I've been the quiet one my whole life. The boy who swallowed words because speaking only made the room colder. The son who watched, who remembered, who carried what no one else wanted to face. They thought I vanished because I was weak, that I couldn't bear responsibility, that I was ungrateful. No! I left because I refused to drown in the mess they called family. Silence was my only armor. Silence kept me alive. But tonight, silence had broken. And here's the truth I've kept for 10 long years. I know exactly what they did to me. I know every detail of how they chose him over me. And I've waited, patiently, for this moment. Family members introduced: Cole Rourke. 30 now. Built like a linebacker, but softer around the middle, arrogance dripping from every gesture. He was always the golden boy, even when he was in handcuffs, especially then. My parents called him misunderstood. I called him what he was, reckless. My father, Warren, 63, a man who lived his whole life pretending he was owed respect. His voice still carried authority, but the cracks in his pride were starting to show. Years of debts and failed plans weighed heavy on him, yet he still looked at me like I was the disappointment. My mother, Lillian, 60, fragile. A woman who cried more than she spoke, but somehow always managed to protect Cole with a strength she never spared for me. Her tears were her weapon, and I drowned in them as a boy. Nora, my sister, 28, sharp, restless, too clever for her own good. She carried secrets in her eyes, the kind that kept her voice low and her arms folded. She was the one who tried to stay neutral, but neutrality is just another word for betrayal. And me, Adam, the ghost. The forgotten son who walked out and returned with a silence sharp enough to cut them all. "Adam," Nora finally snapped, breaking the tension. "You think you can just walk back in after 10 years and act like you're above us?" Her words cracked. Guilt slipped through. I caught it. "You know why we're here," Warren said, pressing his thick hand against the table. His knuckles were pale, trembling with age. "You've done well for yourself. We've seen the car, the house. You can help us. Your brother deserves a second chance." That word again. Deserves. Cole leaned back, smirk widening. "It's just money, Adam. You can't take it with you when you die." I stared at him. My silence was heavier than his smirk. "Funny," I said finally, my voice even. "When I was 18, did anyone think I deserved a chance?" The clock ticked in the corner. A dog barked outside. No one spoke. Nora's eyes darted away, but her tongue betrayed her. "Don't bring that up, Adam. You know it wasn't our choice." "Not their choice?" The words tasted like poison in the air. She had just confessed more than she meant to. I leaned forward, folding my hands together. Calm, controlled, deadly. "Not your choice?" Lillian burst into tears, loud and sharp. "Please, Adam, don't start this again." Cole slammed his palm on the table. "You think you're the victim? I spent years behind bars. Years wasted. I met his fury with stillness. You lost years because of your choices. I lost years because of theirs. The words cut like steel. Everyone froze. Even Lillian's sobs went quiet. I turned to Warren. His face was stone, but I saw the crack behind his eyes. Should I remind everyone where my college fund went? The silence that followed was the heaviest I'd ever known. I was 17 when they told me. The college acceptance letter lay unopened on the kitchen counter. My dream was right there, my chance to escape. But Warren wouldn't meet my eyes. He cleared his throat, voice rough. Your brother made a mistake. Family takes care of family. Behind him, Cole smirked in his orange jumpsuit, wrists cuffed. He didn't even look ashamed. That night, through the thin walls of our house, I heard Lillian sobbing into the phone. Please, we'll pay it back. Please, extend the line just one more time. He's our boy, our baby. She wasn't talking about me. 3 days later, I packed a bag. No goodbye, no explanations. But before I stepped out the door, Nora caught me. Her eyes were wide, scared. She whispered, "Don't tell them I knew. Don't tell them I told you." That secret stayed with me for 10 years. You all like to pretend you sacrificed for Cole, I said, now steady. But we both know the truth. Warren's hands curled into fists. Lillian cried harder, rocking in her chair. I turned slowly to Nora. You told me, remember, that it wasn't just Dad, that Mom signed too, that both of them drained everything to keep him out of prison. Nora's face crumbled, her lips trembling. Adam, please. Cole's voice rose, sharp. Shut up, Nora, don't listen to him. But the room had already cracked open. I leaned back, letting it sink in. I knew it all along. I just waited for the right night to remind you. The kitchen erupted. Cole stormed to his feet, cursing, shouting, threatening. Nora screamed at him to sit down. Lillian begged for quiet, her sobs echoing through the house. Warren barked orders like the patriarch he believed he still was. And I sat, still, calm, watching the storm destroy itself. When the noise reached its peak, I spoke. Low, clear, final. I gave you all my silence. Tonight, I give you the truth. The words cut through the chaos. Nora's face broke, guilt spilling out of her eyes. My mother reached across the table, desperate to touch me. I didn't move. For the first time in his life, Warren looked small. I stood slowly, the legs of my chair screeching against the tile. Nora's voice cracked. Adam, I'm sorry. I should have told the truth back then. I should have defended you. Her apology was messy, flawed, but real. I looked at her, my jaw softening just slightly. I don't need you to fix the past. I just need you to remember it. The room was still. The house that once held me hostage felt like a cage I had finally unlocked. As I walked to the door, my shoulders felt lighter. I wasn't leaving with anger. I was leaving with freedom. They'd never see me the same again, and I didn't need them to. The night air met me like an embrace. Cool, clean, free. I stood under the porch light, breathing for the first time in years. For so long, I carried their choices, their betrayals, their weight. Tonight, I set it down. Maybe Cole will spend his life blaming others. Maybe my mother will one day understand that shielding one child meant sacrificing another. Maybe my father will finally feel the sting of his pride breaking. That's not mine to carry anymore, I whispered to the dark sky, steady and clear. They took my future once. This time I write it myself. If you were in my place, would you forgive them, or would you walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Hit like if you felt Adam's pain and strength, and share your own story in the comments. Someone out there might need to hear it.